land, outbuildings, and the residence. What we'll see today is just the part that the Archaeological Superintendency has excavated in this century, the residence and related structures. One of the really surprising things that strikes us when we come to Horace's villa is just how big the place was. This isn't at all what Horace's poetry led us to expect. Like Gaul, Horace's villa can be divided into three parts. The first part is the residence, where the bedrooms, living rooms, and dining areas were located. The second part is the garden, with its pool and surrounding colonnades. Finally, the third part is the bath complex to the west of the residence and garden. The residence is built on a raised podium about 5 feet above the virgin soil. We're up on the western slope above the residence part of the villa where Horace and his successors who owned the place actually lived. The residence is divided nicely into two parts, which you can clearly see from here. Right behind my head is a long corridor, paved now with green grass, but with mosaics and antiquity, that divided these two parts. One part, the part to my left, your right, was centered around the atrium, that core, that heart of the Roman house, that let in the light air and water, and off of which were bedrooms, and that's certainly the case here at Horace's villa. Over on my right, your left, was the peristyle garden area, off of which were the usual rooms, the summer dining room, the tablinum, the kitchen, the servants' quarters, this sort of thing. Again, the kind of rooms that we find here at Horace's villa. Today the walls are preserved just to a height of a couple of feet, so this reconstruction helps us visualize the original design. There were two stories that contained the bedrooms, kitchen, dining room, slave quarters, and so on. The atrium and peristyle are only 1 story high so that they could be open to the sky, letting in light, air, and water. 4 of the rooms are still paved with marble mosaics, as presumably all the rooms once were. They're normally covered up, but today the guard has let us take a look at one of them. This example comes from the bedroom farthest from the atrium. Like all the mosaics here, this one is in black and white and has a geometric design. The two patterns are separated by a triangular arrowhead band. Just as the size of the house is a bit of a surprise, so too is the presence of mosaics. In one of his villa poems, Horace implies that he doesn't need such luxuries as long as he has plenty of green grass. In fact, if we go up to the museum of the villa in the Orsini Palace at Licenza, we'll find some other remains of the house's surprisingly elegant decor.